Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Like
Well.
after.
Yeah. So you gotta click the video to see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So, all right. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. All right, I'm the brother Aina.
Brother Yazariah, GMS Dallas, Scatterstone. I'm brother Ariel Zabak, GMS Ariel Zabak.
Khan. And, you brothers see the title, man. All right, more heads are about to start rolling, man. Because here in Dallas, you just had a situation in the news, all right, where here in D-Town, right up the street, all right, somebody got unalived, and it was by way of machete, man. Okay, all right, it was by way of machete. Okay, and basically, we're seeing a lot more of a cold spirit. Okay, a lot more of a judgment spirit is going out in the earth. Okay, and the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, He's not playing with these people, man. Okay, so that's why I'm going to start off with that Matthew 24.
God. This is Matthew 24:12, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love for many shall wax cold."
Right, and what's iniquity? Iniquity is sin stacked on top of sin.
Right.
Matter of fact, hold that, and somebody can get Revelation 18, where it talks about their sin stacked up unto heaven.
Yep.
Okay, because any Israelite, which the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's who this word is being pushed towards. That's who the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are addressed to, right? So any Israelite that's in Babylon the Great, which Babylon the Great is America,
right.
Okay. When the great judgment comes, any Israelite that's left here, okay, that's not delivered, basically you're gonna suffer the same fate, all right, that Babylon the Great's gonna go through. Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation, the 18th chapter. I'm gonna start from verse 4. Okay, and it reads, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins."
Right, now that's a huge prophecy right there, that if you say that you believe in the Bible, you should know how to break this down. You should know what that means when it says, "Come out of her, my people." Okay, that's going into how when the Lord calls the elect up into the chariots, okay, they're going to be delivered. They're going to be delivered from the destruction that's going on here in this place. Okay? Like the scripture says in Isaiah, "Enter into my chamber so indignation be overpassed." Okay? The Lord, He's going to come prior to this, what you just read. If you go to Isaiah 66 and 16, when it talks about how the Son of the Most High, whose name is Yahweh Shai, He's going to come with chariots like a whirlwind. Let's get that real quick.
It's Isaiah 66 and 16. And it reads, "For by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh."
Let's stop there real quick. By fire, we're going to get everything that we've held over to this point. But we got to, get into the prophetic part of things, because people, you can see the violence and you can kind of sense the spirit of uncertainty increasing. But what's going to be the end of it? What's going to be the climax of all of this stuff? That's what we're going into, right? How does this relate to the Bible? That's what we're addressing here. Read that again, Bob Michelle.
So this is Isaiah 66 and 16. "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slaying of the Lord shall be many."
Right. So prior to what we are reading, which we're going to get back to in Revelation 18, okay, prior to the deliverance, you're going to have the destruction. Okay? The destruction is going to be going through all the way all the way up into the last individual of the elect gets beamed up into the chariots.
Yep.
Okay? And then the ultimate destruction, or the second death by fire, then that's going to come into play. Okay? It's all that, but it's going to happen so quick. Once it starts, you ain't going to be able to counteract it or undo it. Okay? So that's why we going into it. It's like once the play button gets pressed, there ain't gonna be anything you can do to go back to normal. Like niggas, during the Sea Ragamuffin, yeah, man, I just want things to go back to normal, man. Let's all get the juicy drop pop, right, so we can go back to normal. It ain't gonna be no normal like that. Now, do you get the point of that?
Isaiah 16 and 16.
Oh, that, you read verse 16 already?
Yep, that was it.
Okay, good. Where it says, people on flesh. Oh, and it says, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Yep. See? The slain of Yahweh shall be many. So what he's going to do is he's going to come in the chariots, right? The scriptures talk about the right-handing thunderbolts, right? The scriptures talk about in what is that in Habakkuk chapter 3, where it talks about the horn. It talks about there's the hiding of his power that's going into that,
yep,
as well,
yep,
right? You know what I'm saying? We're teaching the Bible, brother. We're teaching the Bible. Yes, sir. We don't got to get it, but Habakkuk chapter 3, you know what I'm saying, talks about that as well. It talks about the destruction is going to come from the chariots, right? Now let's go back to Revelation, or unless you had a precept.
No, it was just backing up what you were saying. I mean, you don't have to get it.
Okay.
You go back to
your
Revelation.
discretion. Let's go back to that.
I had a precept real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Proverbs 22 and 3. And I'll just get straight to the point. And it says, because you brought this out. Because this is at the end of the day, it's about redeeming the times for what's getting ready to happen, man.
Yeah.
And here it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
Yeah, how do you hide yourself? You go in to your spiritual closet and you pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? You have to have that personal relationship with the Lord. Okay? And by doing that, you're going to be covered. What does the scripture say in Proverbs 18? The name of the Lord is a strong tower.
Yep.
The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So that's part of hiding. You see, you foresee the evil. You say, let me go into this tower. A tower was meant as a defense mechanism, right? Whenever your back was against the wall, and let's say you in a city or whatever, you go into the tower, okay, and the tower will be fortified to the point where the enemy, if you look at the way that the tower is set up, you know how it's set up to where it's a spiral staircase. Yep. So it's harder for infantry to fight uphill. Yep. Plus, I don't know where I watched this. I don't know if it was like Game of Thrones or if it was some commentary, but a staircase goes up.
Yeah, they
like,
circle. They
go
spiral
left to right
inside the actual cone, the sheriff.
Yeah, yep. and also, I looked it up. It's obviously infantry people will have swords, right? Yep. So the way that the staircase spirals up, we know it kind of goes. Most staircases go one direction. They don't go the other direction.
Right.
Most staircases go up from left to right, like they kind of go up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like if you're standing under it, it would be going like counterclockwise. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you could stand under this, but so it's spiraling up, and the reason why it would go up that direction was most people was right-handed.
I was just going to say that, bro. Yep.
So
if
you defending the people at the top of the tower, right? The infantry is gonna have a harder time if they right-handed. The main structure holding it up is gonna block your swing.
Gonna be hitting the wall.
But the dude that's coming down, he can do this easier.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep.
So, and it's high because like, and it can also be high being also too. Because what the precept we just brought out, you foresee an evil. You can see the enemy coming from miles away when you're in that high tower.
Right.
But that's a beautiful point, bro. I remember reading something about that. Yeah,
I don't know where.
Like right-handed. So yeah, it's hard to because you're gonna cock your blade back against the wall.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna get that full swing.
Yeah,
but
you
if it's coming down,
Yeah.
you don't get that issue.
You get that diagonal.
Yeah.
You got to swing left-handed, and you're gonna be all awkward and shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're not gonna be able to strength.
No. Yeah. Exactly. You know, unless you're a southpaw. You know what I mean? But anyway, did we get? So we got. I just made reference to that. So did we finish? Did you finish your precept?
I just got a little more that says, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right? So basically, it says a good man hide himself, but those who are simple, a simple-minded man, all right, believes in every word. And Scripture talks about everything that this damn devil is spewing out. You know what I mean? For you know, ultimately, you're gonna be punished, man, for that. All right, this is not the time to be simple. This is not the time to believe in every word, man. All right, this is time to be circumspect. Okay, this is the time to inquire. Okay, to heed, to take heed, to hearken. All right, it would behoove you in these times of winter because why? Ultimately, we're in a time of war. Ecclesiastes 3 lets me know the season we're in, man.
That's right. Okay, now let's go back to that. Revelation 18.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4 again, and it reads, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
You see that? So again, matter of fact, keep going on that.
"And that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and thy power hath remembered her iniquities."
Right.
I think that's what
Yeah, because, well, I wanted to go into the sin stacked unto heaven. You know what I'm saying? You know, which if you continue reading, it'll go into that. Okay? But ultimately, yeah, man, at the end of the day, we know that the chariots is the way to salvation. Or that's the method that the Lord is gonna use to save us. All right? So we have to detach ourselves from this place before the Lord will remove us from here. If we're attached to this place, you know, we don't want this place to end. Okay, then guess what? Oh yeah. See, you know, haters, yo, man. Yeah, is the dude that demon that was honking? Y'all can't see behind the camera. That's why, man, I believe the Lord, he gonna get us on the streets quick.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, the title of this lesson, more heads gonna start rolling. You think Edom might want to hear that? You know, it was a dude y'all couldn't see but that long ass honking, the dude was flipping us off. You know, throwing up the bird, talking, you know, to us.
Yeah, wouldn't do shit if he was walking by though.
No, but it's okay.
Yeah,
bro.
of course
it's
it is.
okay.
But it just goes to show you the cowardice in this.
Of course, bro. Come on, bro. That's why everybody has guns because they can't. I mean, you know, we not, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody, you gotta have a gun because if you don't have a gun, that means you gotta learn how to fight.
Most people don't.
Which, come on, bro. Nobody know how to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they you know, they're gonna get tossed by the wayside, man.
But it's funny, it's heavy you say that. That's right. Because we're in a time of judgment. That spirit is out there, man. You know, people are angry now, man. Right? So the Lord just turns it up another notch, man. Just within this past week or so, feel it out there.
Right.
Let me read that verse again, 'cause that was it.
Okay, yeah, verse 5.
This is Revelation, the 18th chapter, verse 5, and it reads again, "For her sins have reached unto heaven,
Stop the city, bro. And then the way that the microphone is set up, it catches the background noise more than us. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why this shit be so loud, you know? But it's okay. Matter of fact, we'll get, it's better to be in the house of mourning than in the house of mirth. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, that's the spirit that everybody's in right now. Okay, everybody's in the house of mercy. Okay, and that's why it's gonna hit so much harder. It's gonna be just like uh, Noah, flood. It's gonna be like that, man, because everybody's in that festive spirit, you know. And basically, honestly, something I really see today after the what's the name, Charlie Kirk or whatever.
Captain Kirk.
You know what I'm saying? My bad. You know, after what happened today, or excuse me, the day before yesterday, with him, basically, I realized, which we already knew this, but people really don't care about each other, man. I'm talking about even, that's why, Isaiah 19, we got to get that, because, bro, you would think one nation under God, indivisible,
Right.
with liberty and justice for all. What happened to that? You pledge allegiance to the flag every day in school, right?
Right.
So what happened to that? You know what I'm saying? College campus interviews, niggas going around and saying,
Right.
like, basically, like, yo, that dude, man, somebody, they basically like, yo, somebody had to do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
these Edomites, they are at odds against each other, man.
Well, if I may add to, because when you read through the curses, man, we see these curses being put. He talked a lot about black on black crime. Well, what happened to him was pretty much a white on white crime.
Why he was talking?
Why he was talking and the things that he was saying. You know what I mean? So, and so the Lord, hey man, the Lord is terrible like that, man. That was a cold way to God. He mocked him.
Yeah.
You want to talk about black on black crime, but you were taken out by an Edomite.
Yeah.
So if you see through the spirit, these curses are starting to turn on to these people, man.
Yeah.
As the Lord prophesied, Deuteronomy 30 and 7.
You see how angry it made Esau, man. How that dude that was in that red polo shirt was acting. He was angry about that.
Yeah. He said he had never been more angry in his whole life.
Nope.
Like, damn, what a loser.
But imagine if that was Jake
Oh
that did that, right? Then,
I thought of that too.
They'd be on like a manhunt, like because they didn't immediately.
They would have
catch
found him.
No, of course, but you could
out here. What would have been going on
It
out
would
here?
have been. It would have been like a reverse George Floyd shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, like niggas would be like targeted, like yo,
Yep.
man, because
Oh yeah.
even with the train, the dude, that stabbed the chick in the train on the train. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That was causing headlines. Like that shit was like 2 days before. That was just all this week. And basically, all that was just this week.
But you see how they replayed it over and over. Shit was so innocent, and it's just like Jake. They trying to put a stigma on you, for when they come after us. They want that in everybody's minds when they see Jake.
Of course,
So even though you just took your daughter around to school, they still got that in their mind when they see you.
This energy harvesting, man. What
Right.
they're doing is they're using this to pull at the people's emotions, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this devil works, man.
Your boss
Right.
on the job, he's looking at you and shit like he would have done that shit too.
Of course.
Well,
that's why we got to get that Isaiah 19.
Ecclesiastes, read it. What does it mean?
this is Revelation, the 18th chapter, verse 5 again, and it reads 19.
We read that already, right?
Okay, yeah. I got you. Isaiah 19.
Isaiah 19.
Okay. This is Isaiah, the 19th chapter. We're going to start from verse 1. 4.
Yeah, let's start at verse 1.
This is Isaiah, the 19th chapter, in verse 1, and it reads, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
Yep. And we're in spiritual Sodom and Egypt, pursuant to Revelation chapter 11. Okay, go ahead.
And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Okay, the heart of Egypt is the resolve and the unity and the overall foundation that this place was built on. Okay, it's gone.
It's glory as well.
It's glory. Well, now we got to get Nahum 3. Shameful spewing shall be on that glory. That's a good one. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and it reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Right, so that's what you're seeing right now. Edomite on Edomite crime. And by the way, just like how Esau gets off on seeing, well, I'll say it like this. He don't care about Israelite on Israelite crime. No. But when we see Edomite on Edomite crime, we're like, yo, call halal Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let's crank the heat up. Let the Lord crank the heat up. Okay? Because that's ultimately, that's prophetic. Okay? And again, the title of this lesson, more heads are about to start rolling. Okay? It's going to be more depth. Matter of fact, Ezekiel, hold on, is it Ezekiel 28? Yeah, Ezekiel 28, where it talks about my anger. Hold on a second. Ezekiel. Hold on. Keep reading what you got, Moshe.
This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, and it reads, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother.
Yeah, you see that? The Lord said he's going to set what?
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
He said he's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now, again, pursuant to Revelation 11 and 8, all right? Babylon the Great is likened unto Sodom and Egypt. Okay? So, ultimately, Egypt was what? That was known as the place where the Israelites was in captivity. Right? And it's always, Egypt is always, well, we know the Hebrew word for Egypt is what? Matzazarium, which means double straits. Okay? It's indicative of bondage and slavery, you know, because the straits is what? Position of difficulty, right? So double straits, you know, Matzazarium, right? And so that's basically symbolic of this place, Babylon the Great, right? Now, when the Lord said he will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, that's your everyday citizens, everyday individuals that basically, you know, if you belong to one nation, you're supposed to be unified in your endeavors, right? Well, guess what? If they're butting heads, they're not going to be as strong as before. That's what we're seeing right now. That's why we're going to hold Nahum 3 and 5 on deck, okay? And what was the other one that we had just now?
This is Ezekiel 25.
Yes, let's get that real quick.
Okay. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
You see that? So the Lord, ultimately, he's going to ramp things up. He's going to allow for his men, okay, to get the recompense that was done unto them, okay, that was done unto the nation of Israel, okay, because this is just the beginning of Esau's troubles, man. Right. You know, this is the beginning of Esau's troubles. Like, the Lord's putting the spirit on certain individuals amongst Esau to basically turn against the ideology of the Lord. To turn again, you know what I mean? To basically dismantle the shit. Like, the things that started World War I and World War II, they were done by people that were basically of the same nation as them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like real quick. What was it? Franz Ferdinand.
Yep.
He was, you know, he was the one that basically got assassinated. That led to the events that led to World War I. Started with that event. That was Edomite on Edomite crime. Germany invading, what was it? Hungary or some Poland? I think it was Poland, right? Germany invading Poland, that's Edomite on Edomite crime, right? So what's the common denominator in this whole thing, man? Esau. And think about all of these, you know, like heavy casualties, like what's the one when Germany was basically holding the front, and you had United States forces and French forces. What was that? It's not Pearl Harbor. It was in World War II. That one day where everybody like got the heavy casualties. Damn, I can't remember that. Where that movie was based on with Tom Hanks and Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
whatever.
I can't think of the,
whatever
I know what you're talking about too. Damn.
day that was, as examples where they just Edomites mowing each other down, right? Where was it a so-called Negro in the instigation of that, right? And so, even when you see like with the state of Israel, they escalate stuff over there in the Middle East. They basically like, yo, hey, we're gonna do what the hell we want to do. That's all Esau, man. So according to prophecy, he was the one that was gonna be given the sword. You find that reference in World War II?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Yeah.
He was the one that was given a sword to take peace from the earth, like it says in I think that's Revelation. It's Revelation 6. You know, he was given that sword to take peace from the earth. That's his job, right? Now, listen, you got 3 seconds?
No, I mean, it was
Okay. Let's continue reading though. Let's read it.
This is Isaiah chapter 19, and it reads, verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay. And that's going into what's happening here, in Babylon the Great, with these Edomites. Okay, they got these different political parties. They initially, after Jake, while they after Jake, they also, bringing civil unrest amongst each other, because they can't agree. You have the small hats, which are the elites. Okay, they controlling everything and took away the, running off with the blessing. And the other Edomites, they're upset. They're mad. And they see Jake about to win too, because we out here prophesying, that their kingdom is about to fall. And they like, wait, this is how it's going to end? With us catching hell with the Jake.
So what they did is what kept this thing afloat was the middle class.
Right.
Because that was that cushion between the upper rich and the poor. And a lot of them Edomites, as long as they were set up a step or two above Jake in that middle class, that soft cushion, they were happy, they were cool.
Right.
But now the Esau's destroyed that middle layer, and couple that with the curses that are coming onto these people. Now these people are starting to look through the lens that we've been looking through the whole time.
Mm-hmm. That's why they trying to figure out, why aren't we upset like they are over the things that's happening? Well, we used to.
We were used to it.
We've been under the curses.
Yeah.
It's
going to show you how delusional these people are, man.
But this is Mark chapter 3 verse 24, and it reads, a kingdom, this is in the NLT, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And that's what you're seeing right now. That's what's taking place with Esau Edom that he's causing. There's a civil war. And this is Yahushua speaking. He didn't say it could collapse. He said it will collapse.
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to talk about a civil, the Battle of Normandy, D-Day, that was the one that I was referring to in World War II. Yeah. But you want to talk about a civil war? What was going on in the Civil War of France? Hella niggas was getting beheaded. Right. That was when the guillotine was like the most common. Yep. They was niggas getting their heads chopped off left and right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And basically, we already know, pursuant to Revelation 20, like that's coming back.
Right.
All right. Those that was beheaded for the testimony of Yahushua. See, that's when date night ain't gonna fucking matter. That's when tattoos and filler and lip fillers and BBLs ain't gonna. That shit. That's gonna be the last thing motherfucker care about.
Yep. And
See?
see, that's gonna happen really at the end of this year when that snap gone and they start kicking people out. I'm serious, man, because Jake is really not in that mind. I think about this. I'm like, look, a lot of that's why they got the troops there too, because they know Jake gonna act the fool. When they kick them out the hand, they come out. Well, nigga ain't gonna get. They gonna have the troops there. The troops ain't there for no reason, man. They reacting up in the hood. You got the wicked 2/3, but when they start kicking people out because they come here, I mean, you know, because they won't be able to eat and then they ain't gonna have shelter. Where are they going?
Yeah.
And you know, Esau got this set up. He already know what's planned, but you know, Jake is in the wrong spirit.
Yeah. No, it's okay when Esau starts opening up on you niggas again, and y'all gonna be looking like, oh, but why, what y'all do, what? Because everybody ain't gonna get the publicity that George Floyd's that got, as far as justice for this and all that. Yeah, everybody ain't gonna be. Esau gonna open up. Esau's already ready. He's already ready, bro. He's been ready.
He gonna make Chi-Town an example of, you know, because they doing a lot of talking.
Oh yeah, Jake talking about
they doing hella talking. He gonna make them such an example, and that's how about Shimmy Awashai doing that, because he gonna set the table straight and let you know, hey, we went to the top one and this is what we did.
So basically, that's what Jake is doing. He's basically telling Yahushua, I said, look, we ain't gonna take this ass from you without a fight. That's pretty much what you're saying to Yahushua, because that's the one who's bringing it.
Right.
And that's the nerve of that's that Esau spirit. Am I like brothers keep? Who gonna talk back? Who gonna walk up against Yahushua like that? In their right mind.
Hey, what Jake don't understand, these dudes got accurate. When they pull a shot, they hit it.
Oh yeah, that's his
from long range.
That's
from long range. And
he's gauging the air, the airspeed, diagonal. I mean, he gets it to a science. That's his blessing.
Yeah.
Gonna say something, bro?
No, because you was talking about Esau cracking down on niggas, right?
Yep.
This is just today, New York Times.
Here we go.
Trump says he will send the National Guard to Memphis next. He cracking down on niggas. Guess what? Memphis, that's the highest black African American population density in the country, right? Basically, he's putting niggas in timeout, right? And then this is it says President Donald Trump on Friday, which is today, said that he would send National Guard troops to Memphis, Tennessee, making it the latest Democratic-led city that his administration has targeted as part of a federal crackdown on crime. You see that? So they cracking down on niggas, man. Memphis?
Oh yeah, because I heard this interview. He was talking about even the DC. There's no more crime. I can walk in the streets now. Everything is great.
Even niggas was saying that. They was like, yo, I can walk down the block in DC with my ice out. I don't got to. They was like, yo, man, yeah.
One more thing we got to look at too, what that's going to bring later on. That's going to bring curfews. Which, if they go into these big cities and they start bringing these curfews, what that's going to do to us? That's to let you know we ain't going to be out here much longer. Because they're going to hit all of the major cities where you take the camps from. You know, the camps not in like East Texas somewhere. Not saying nobody's out there in the spirit, but you know, the majority and the bulk of us preaching is out there, you know, in the concourse on the highways and byways. Yeah. So,
I got a precept real quick. Okay, I just want to bring out here. This is Revelations 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah. That's what. Oh,
no, I just want to just mention real quick. Why do you think Trump renamed the Department of Defense, or at least calling it, coining it?
Department of War.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He renamed the Department of Defense Department of War now. He's trying to coin it that. We know it's got to go to the Senate, but nonetheless, that's the spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can speak on it, bro.
Yeah, you know, that's his blessing. Esau's blessing is the sword. You know? Esau's blessing is the sword. And Jake think that when Esau show his teeth, if you just be a good boy, a law-abiding citizen, you ain't gonna get caught up You know what I'm saying? You gonna sit it out. You gonna sit the judgment out. You gonna be good. Like, no, bro. This devil, man, he gonna come with great wrath. He ain't gonna spare nobody, man. Okay? He's not gonna spare nobody. So I'm gonna continue reading this article real quick. I don't know why I just went away. It says President Donald Trump said that he would send National Guard troops to Memphis, making it the latest Democratic-led city that his administration has targeted as part of a federal crackdown on crime. See, when you start hearing that shit, they're like, it don't matter what your state like laws are, and you know, the government,
taking over on
federal government, they operate on above the states.
It's called above the law.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that shit's I don't know what's going on there. But it says, speaking on Fox, Trump did not give a clear timeline for when troops would arrive to a city he called deeply troubled, but he confirmed that his plan, and this day, he's been doing, I listened to Apostle Hard video that he did earlier this week. Like, basically, Apostle Hard was saying, like, Trump's first term, he's making his first term look like a cakewalk compared to the level of austerity he's coming. Like, this second term, bro, he's coming like with a vengeance.
Yeah.
He haven't even been in office a year yet.
Yeah.
And he's going in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He going in like after this, like whatever happened there, I believe in my market.
Yeah.
The earth.
He's still pissed he got shot.
Yeah. And exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And so it says, speaking on Fox, it says he confirmed that his plan included National Guard troops, number one, which we go into that. We go into the NATO UN troops, but the National Guard troop, that's showing you that basically you on lockdown.
Yep.
Right now it says he confirmed that his plan included National Guard troops and anybody else we need. Trump added, we'll bring in the military too if we need it. See? So, like, if we need to deploy the army on you niggas, if we need to, we'll bring the Marines out on you niggas. You know what I'm saying? So he's not playing around, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's more, but we're going to stop there. You know what I'm saying? But to the point of this lesson, more heads going to start rolling. And Jake is not exempt. Esau's going to get it. And basically, it's going to be more death.
Right.
That's basically the overall common denominator. The death rate is going to go up.
And it's going to be justified under Esau.
Of course. Well, every death is justified under Yahweh Bashem Shah. Because when you read Job 14 and 7, it says, 4 and 7, whoever perished being innocent.
Yeah.
Right?
But I'm talking about in the eyes of Jake, they're going to see it, but with Trump being able to go above the law, it's going to be justified. Why he can put down, Jake, the wicked 2/3,
But Jake still ain't going to agree with it, but it ain't going to matter.
Right. Yeah, I mean, hey, he ain't going to get it, but, and that's why you have to be, use wisdom, man, and them not understanding, not having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, a lot of Jake's gonna fall to in that snare, man. I know the law say this and that, and Jake think that means that applies to him, and it doesn't.
Yeah. No.
You
are nothing but federalized property.
You're a human being, man.
That too. You're property. You are property of the federal government. That's all you are. You've been emancipated. Your ownership has been transferred from private to public. From private to the government. You know what I mean? You are government property. That's it.
This is 2nd Ezra 16, and it's going into what the priest is naming this lesson, because we brought out, the Lord is getting ready, the slain of the Lord, it's getting ready to be many, man. All right? And it's aimed particularly at you Jakes, man. All right. 2nd Ezra 16:68. For behold, I bet you can speak on these, brother. Behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered to idols.
What was that you said?
2nd Ezra 16, starting at 68.
Go up. Verse 67.
Yeah. 2nd Ezra 16:67. Behold, Yahweh Shah himself is the judge. Fear him.
Yep, that goes for our people, that goes for the wicked, that goes for everybody. Because the spirit of judgment, that's what is sparking all of this turmoil that we really haven't even seen the fullness of it yet. It's just, this is just indicative of the spirit of Yahweh Shah mixing things up. Okay? He's reminding niggas, like literally anybody can go at any moment. Everybody, most of these people know that death is right around the corner. That's why they like. Most people are desensitized to it, bro. Most people are desensitized to death. We see people die all the time. But then when shit happens to them personally, they like, how could it happen to me? How could this be? How could this happen to me? Like, you the main character. You were just cheering for your somebody who has a different political view as you. You were just cheering their death. You were just cheering about their death. Even when the Kevin Samuels died, a black woman was doing the same thing.
Party.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm glad he died. I'm glad he died.
The sweetness of all of this is our Christians, the black Christians, that are still asleep. And this goes out to a lot of those pastors, okay? And these pastors, when all of this mass destruction and this death start taking place, they're gonna see Esau's wickedness. You know what I mean? They're gonna see his true wickedness when all this death start going out, because they still in that spirit, God love everybody and he can be saved. But when they see what this devil, how he gonna come down on Jake, because the people he come down on are the people who they call Christians, and it's gonna shake these pastors, these women, the wicked 2/3 up. They're gonna see this devil true colors, man. And Jake hasn't seen it yet, but he gonna make a believer out of them, That's why the scriptures say they're gonna come looking for the prophet, saying, "Hey, man, looking to and fro," because they're gonna become believers. They're gonna see that this devil don't care.
Yep. They're gonna, even when you look in the book of Exodus, after a certain amount of plagues came upon Egypt, they had to admit, this is the finger of the Most High.
Yeah.
Like, we can't duplicate this. Like, Pharaoh was like, yo, y'all can do this too, right? Because the first couple plagues, like when the Lord turned the water into blood, they was able to duplicate it. Like, the serpent, the sapling to the serpent, they was able to duplicate it. But then after a certain period, they were like, yo, we can't. Yeah, this is the finger of the Most High. Yeah, we can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't shit we can do about this. Now, at that point, they already gonna be in too deep, right? But it's just a level of dread that's gonna come when you realize, yo, damn, like, we've been off way more than we can chew. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, Esau, he's not in that repenting spirit of, all right, let's all come together and pray and try to be, spiritual. He ain't on that.
No.
He's in sword mode.
Yep.
That's what Esau. He's in sword mode. He's like, yo, I want blood.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So let's read down on that. Was that all you had?
No, you still had 19. Oh yeah, that was all. I thought you had.
I thought you read it. Priest, you just making a point. Yeah. Okay. All right. What you got? Let's make sure that I got everything to point on that.
Okay, yeah. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Yep. Did you drop down?
You want me to start? Go back up here.
Yeah, where did we start at?
I started at 16. When you started at 7, God Himself, so judge. Okay. Leave off from the sins.
Yeah, just read
All the way down.
67 on down. So
Okay,
you
cool.
started
I started at
68.
68. Yeah. I know if you wanted all that. Yeah. All right. The second Ezra 16, starting at 67. Behold, Yahweh Shemashah himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities to meddle no more with them forever.
Yeah, that's the message to our people. Okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now, guess what? If you don't want to get with that, then you're susceptible to getting judged, man. Which I know did we even read Ezekiel 25, like the whole thing? I don't think we did.
No,
We'll get it. We can end off on it or something, you know. But because basically where it talks about like, you know, the anger of the Lord is going to be put on Esau, Edom.
Yep.
That's going to be done by the hand of Jacob.
Yep. No, we did.
Well, we got everything on that verse, right?
No, I just remember we got that.
We got a little bit of it, yeah.
Okay.
We started, we didn't finish, but we'll finish out on it. But the reason I brought that up is because the rebels of our nation, they're gonna get put to death, man. Ultimately, this is gonna be straight to the point. You're gonna get put to death if when Yahweh Shah come, you ain't trying to get with the program. All right. All right, we're talking about outside of America because obviously here in Babylon the Great, 200 million missiles gonna hit this bitch. You ain't making it out. All right, unless you're going up.
And I thought about that today too. You know, when Yahweh Shah, when that scripture talks about those who wish that I would not reign over them, bring them before me and slay them. You know, those that are scattered in other nations, in other lands and all that, when Yahweh Shah returns, Jake gonna see that, he gonna bow down, he ain't gonna buck up against that. If you in your right mind, Jake ain't gonna buck up. Ain't no way you gonna look at that.
They know.
They gonna kind of get the easy way.
Nah, they gonna start.
Because they ain't gonna be here, they gonna kind of get the easy way.
They gonna start acting like how Edomites are to the east side. They gonna be like, oh yeah,
they gonna bow.
They gonna start.
Even worse than what Esau, because the things that the Lord getting ready to do when the earth shake. Oh yeah.
So I'm talking about how you got these regular Edomites. That's how Jake gonna become. They gonna become like, oh yeah, we Israelites.
Oh yeah, over there, yeah.
Well,
they gonna bow.
Yeah, well, that's how they should. They should acknowledge that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Because the scriptures talk about in Romans, the 2nd chapter, or it could be the 3rd chapter. Basically, like roughly paraphrasing, the Lord gave us an inclination to be righteous, even amongst the Gentiles. I don't know if it's like the end of chapter 2 or the beginning of chapter 3. It talks about that in Romans. You know, to the point where it's like, bro, that's why this word, when it's preached unto us, it resonates with our spirit.
Talking about even we do things that are lawful, even though we never heard of them.
Yeah. I don't know if that's in chapter 2 or chapter 3.
I think that might be
Look, I think it might be like the beginning of chapter 3, right? But you know, that's so when it comes to purging the rebels out, that's going to be talking about abroad, outside of Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if you don't want to get with the program, you just got hellified demons on you, and you deserve to get put to death. You know what I'm saying? After World War III, you still trying to buck up and rebel as an Israelite. You know what I mean? You gotta get put to death. Now, if you accept the Lord, then you're gonna be changed. You basically gonna enter into the kingdom. You're gonna enter into the rest. Okay? Yep. Because the kingdom of heaven is within his men. It starts with the word. Okay?
In 2:14, that's what
It's in 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. I thought it was 3.
This is Romans 2 and 14. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law.
You see that? Like basically, like the Israelite foreigners have a tendency by nature. That lets you know it wasn't talking about no heathen. They're not gonna by nature performing things in the law because they don't.
That's not their nature.
That's not their nature, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're the sons of God.
Yeah.
So it's in our nature to be like, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, according to our history, obviously we know a lot of Israelites had demons on them. But we're more inclined to desire and cling on to things that the law prescribes than the heathens, right? Go ahead.
It's for these have not the law, are a law unto themselves.
Yeah, which is basically letting you know that's proof that we're the Israelites right there. Even if you were Israelite that didn't come up in the customs and uncircumcised descendant of Israel, right? You were Hellenized, but you still, you know, like a lot of Jake in the world. Oh yeah, I don't eat pork. Like, yeah, I don't know if you real. I started to put that. Like a lot of Jake in the world now, they're like, yeah, I don't really eat pork.
Yep.
They just don't eat it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or you know, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Whatever the case might be.
Yep.
You know.
You see a lot of things like that with Joe. Jake just automatically does what's written in the law, but you know, not to do. He just don't do because that just ain't his spirit.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you know.
And most of it comes from influence. When Jake's going off, it comes from influence.
Always. I mean, look, we in the kingdom of hell and death, man.
Yeah. So that was the point. That was the point I wanted to get. You go back to that in second Ezra, right?
Yep. Second Ezra 16. Yeah, 68. Behold, Yahweh Shai himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall Yahweh Bashim Shai lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
That was 68?
No, this is 67.
Okay, go ahead. 16.
For a burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you.
Yeah, you see that? So basically, like, if you don't get right, if you don't leave off from going off, all of the anger that basically you should want the Lord's anger to be passed over.
Right.
Like, because we have it coming. We deserve, you know what I'm saying? We deserve a lot of the stuff that we're going to see when it really can't. It's merited, right? So that's why it says the burning wrath is kindled over you, right? Go ahead.
And they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols.
Mm-hmm. Right, they're going to take away certain of you, okay? And what?
It feeds you being idle.
Yeah, idle in the sense of you're not serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay? You're not serving the Lord, so you're going to be susceptible to whatever influence of this world that tells you, hey, like, you know, do this, take this jump shot, you know, take this C hip, okay? Because you're not rooted in your foundation of belief in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, so you're gonna be susceptible to going up. That's why it says in Jeremiah 50th chapter, they that have led them have caused them to go astray. You know? And that's basically Esau. Esau, he's responsible. This devil, he's responsible for, you know, allowing Jake to go off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So keep going.
Excuse me.
That's that putting that bottle to that mouth.
Yep.
It says, and this is a 68 verse, 2nd Ezra 16. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision.
See that? They that consent unto the powers that Esau says, okay, like in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, right?
Bow the knee.
Exactly. No, I'm sorry. I think that's the 3rd chapter. I'm sorry. I think that's Daniel, the 3rd chapter. Daniel, the 2nd chapter is the dream.
Oh, yeah, the head of gold.
Daniel, the 3rd chapter is the story. You know, the 3 holy children, you know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know what I'm saying? Basically the same sentiment. Like, Nebuchadnezzar was like, yo, hey, you got to bow down to this idol. If you don't, you're going to get burnt up. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think most niggas in the world, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm bow down. You know, but there's going to be a small, matter of fact, Isaiah, the 1st chapter, about small rim. I think that was Isaiah 1 and 9. I told him to get the guys. Is that verse 9? Okay, get that real quick.
This This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9, and it reads, except Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant.
See, a very small remnant. Like Esau say, per capita, right? In comparison to the large multitude of population of Israelites, the Lord left a small remnant. Go ahead.
Continuing on, okay. This is Isaiah 1, chapter 1, verse 9, and it reads, except Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
You see that? So if it wasn't for the remnant, which niggas underappreciate, okay? Because the remnant, that's the elect. Those are the ones that are pursuant to Revelation 14th chapter. We're the ones singing a new song, all right? Pursuant to Ezekiel 9, we're the ones sighing and crying, okay? We're the ones that's proclaiming the acceptable year of the Lord, okay? We want this place to go down, man. We're calling for the destruction of Babylon the Great. We're invoking the spirit of Yahweh Shah. We're encouraging our people to repent.
That's why the scripture says, where there's no vision, the people perish. It's the prophets that were given the vision to warn you of what's coming. The Lord didn't set up that remnant, all right, starting with the elect, to come out here and preach His word and warn on you. Hey, you know, it would be nothing but death. We would be through. We would be as Sodom and what the scripture says. Gomorrah here, man.
Also, Hosea 4 and 6.
Yep, that was it on that, right? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, so let's go back
Gone.
to that.
Gone. The second Ezra 16 and 69. And
Look,
they that
look, niggas just driving around in circles.
that's it, bro.
Bro,
It's almost damn near like reminding you of Jake in the wilderness. Just
that's
lost.
That's why this shit is like the Matrix.
It's just lost.
You're
Just going in
just
circles,
driving
bro.
around in circles. Now I get it. That's a resto mod in Jeep. And
That's what?
resto mod means it's restored
Oh.
and
I
modernized.
got it.
Resto mods are, I like cars. So if you got a car that's 20 years or older, you can restore it and modernize it. Give it updated electronics, suspension.
Is that an actual term?
Yeah, hell yeah. Resto mod. You know, it make older cars better. Like it modernizes older cars.
And you fly.
And if you look like that car, you okay, I get it, kind of, all right. But, bro, that show you that Jake ain't really got shit to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, at least have a chick with you on, you know what I mean?
If you're gonna hit the block, at least one of these times come through with something on the passenger seat.
You know what I'm saying?
Fishing.
But, you know, it is what it is, man. That's why this place is really dry as hell. It is nothing really like, yeah, it's over, bro.
It's over, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is what basically what's about to happen is we're gonna see more people that's desperate. See, but they're so proud. I love it. It's like the Lord's gonna break them down over time. Because of their pride, they ain't gonna want to ask for help. They're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna want to seek to the Lord for help at least. You know what I mean? They may look for other things, and they're gonna entangle themselves in more and more bullshit that basically is not gonna cure their situation. And by the time they really try to realize it, a lot of times it's gonna be too late. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's continue on to that.
God. And 69 verse, and it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
See, that goes into what we're saying. You consenting on the basically Esau's program. And had in derision, what does the scripture say in Psalms the 2nd chapter? The Lord shall have them in derision, right? Because basically, the heathen, you know, they think that they're going to, it says, let us cast our bands asunder. They think they're going to be able to wiggle out the chains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're going to be able to prolong the destruction of their kingdom and basically overpower the Most High. Right? And it ain't going down like that. All right? Go ahead. And any Israelite that has that mentality is going down too.
That's right. You're going to share in that. You're going to die a death of an infidel. That's right. So there should be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Right. Yeah. So that's what's going on. All right. That's what's going on. That's what's gonna go on more, because basically this devil, he got the mindset of, all right, I'm just gonna start opening up on all niggas, and he ain't gonna care if that individual is a man of the Lord or not. He's just gonna open up on you niggas. And you know, like I quoted already earlier, Revelation, the 20th chapter. You know, those that were beheaded for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. If we fall in that group, all right, 1 Peter 4:16, if we're persecuted for the sake of the testimony of Yahweh Shai, hey, call Allah Yahweh Shai.
1 Corinthians 15, you know.
I was just going to say that.
And the twinkle of an eye, dead and Hamashiach is going to rise, you know.
Yeah, you know. So at the end of the day, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing if you're preaching this word, okay? But majority of these people that are going to die, they're going to try to save their life, right? He that seeketh this life shall lose it. He that loseth this life for my sake shall find it, okay? So only the people that's willing to give up their life for Yahweh Shai are going to be rewarded for what they do here on this side.
That's right. If you're not living for Yahweh Shai now, you damn straight going to die for you. Right?
Right. So, no, that was good, right? Yep. All right, cool. So let's get one more, whatever you got. If you don't got anything, we'll close off on that.
Matthew, what is it? Matthew 25, Proverbs 25?
Ezekiel 25. Yeah. You got anything?
Nah, I was still holding that 19. Out there 19.
Okay, we read it already, right? Verse 2? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's move on.
And 14, right?
No, yeah.
It's Ezekiel 25 and 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
Is that good to start up with the verse?
Yeah. Yep. This is Ezekiel 25 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom.
Yeah, you see, so Esau, you're going to be the main recipient of judgment, man. Okay? And all you Israelites that want to cling on to this devil, of course, all the heathen, they're going to do it too. Yeah. You know what I mean? They are, you know what I mean? They ain't got nothing to hold on to. You're going to go down with this devil, man. Okay? You're going to go down with him. Yep. Go ahead.
It says, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and I will cut off from man and beast from it. And
yep.
now,
so imagine all of the destruction turmoil that's going to be going out, okay, from now until then. Okay? More people are going to be violently acting out. Okay? And that's the spirit of judgment on people, man.
Yep.
That's the spirit of the Lord's judgment is, you know, may just hop on a random heathen or hop on somebody in the world to do something that, you know, a heinous crime.
Spirit of vengeance.
Right? Like that dude I mentioned earlier in the beginning. Dude got his head macheted off on the security camera for the whole world to see. He didn't wake up that morning thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get macheted to death today.
Lose my head today, literally. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So how many other people do you think that can happen to? That can happen to anybody.
And it's gonna.
And it's going to. That's what we're saying. It's going to. Right? So, like Chris Rock, I'm going to. But Will Smith said, keep my white name out your effing mouth. Chris Rock, I'm going to. It's going to happen, man. All right? And that nigga didn't say that shit no more. But it's going to happen, for real. I don't know why that randomly popped in my head. All right? Go ahead, Op.
It said, I will cut off man and beast from it, and I'll make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
You see that? I'm gonna make it desolate from Teman. All right, Teman is representative of the wisdom of Esau. It's a chief city in Edom that was known for, you know, its wisdom and everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Scientists and all that, when you saw it today, they make the best cars, all that.
Yeah.
It's wisdom side.
Yeah. So his wisdom will be taken away. Okay, pursuing a revelation. I can't remember what chapter that was. Where it talked about comparing themselves to sound. The chunks comparing themselves to sound, and talking about the sun and the moon should be darkened.
Yeah.
That's going into Esau's wisdom being taken away. Right? And
What verse did you end off on? Ended off on, I think it was 56.
did you finish verse 14?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Let me just check it again.
I think you only read verse 13.
Oh yeah, no, I did do 14.
Yeah, read verse 14.
Yep, and it says, and I will also lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel,
Go on, go ahead.
and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord.
You see that? So Esau, he's going to be judged, man, ultimately by Israel, and that's the last demographic that he's expecting to receive judgment from. Right. Okay, but before all that happens, there's going to be a lot of other, Egyptian against Egyptian crime, Egyptian on Egyptian crime, you know. And you see Esau, he's talking about, W lives matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's basically, you know what I mean? But you mad about what an Edomite did. A nigga didn't do that. And the Lord set it up like that.
Literally like
The Lord
that.
set it up like that on purpose, man. To show the whole world, like, yo, you devils are the ones with the sword. And it was spiritual that was a topic that was being discussed.
So it was in a whole different way if it was a Jake.
Even if it was a Jake, but it's like that shows you statistically,
Yeah.
it's the other way around.
Shows you who that man is in Revelation 6 chapter we brought out, man.
A nigga don't know how to snipe.
Right.
Niggas don't know how to snipe unless you went to the military and was trained by Esau. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up on that, man. Lord willing, that was edifying. With that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostle, that was a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Is it
Yes.